Breaking right now out of Brownsville, police responding to a call of shots fired this morning. Police say 2 people are dead and an officer injured. Right now, we are waiting for a presser from the NYPD with the latest information. Welcome to CBS News New York at 11 a.m. I'm Mary Calvi. We are streaming live with your top stories of the day. Happening now, the NYPD giving an update on that shooting in Brownsville. Let's go to it now.
And he has a loving and supportive family. The mayor is fully briefed in the loop on all aspects, and we are fortunate that all of these brave officers are doing well, and we hope and pray for them complete recoveries, and we're pleased to be able to spend time with them to thank them for their bravery and their service. You know, in the past 48 hours, we buried a fallen firefighter hero, and we're here today involving a shooting and accidents involving young hero police officers. You know, and it reinforces in our minds the incredible bravery and dedication of our uniformed services and what they do to protect us every day. That is why we live in the safest big city in America, because of young men and women who serve and sacrifice to make our city safe. And we are so grateful to these heroes and so grateful to their families who share in that sacrifice. We're grateful to the hospital staff here for their service and making sure that these young men and women in uniform get the care that they need. And we are, on behalf of the mayor and all New Yorkers, we thank them for their service, their sacrifice, and their bravery. And now I'll turn it over to the commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I am joined here by First Deputy Mayor Randy Mastro, First Deputy Commissioner Tanya Kinsella, Chief of Department Mike LaPetri, Chief of Patrol Phil Rivera, Chief of Detectives Joe Kenny, and Pat Hendry of the PBA. Today is another reminder of what's at stake when your NYPD officers come to work. They never know what will be on the other side of that door, but whatever it is, they face it with an uncommon valor that defines this department. The information that I am about to provide is preliminary and it is subject to change. At this point, here is what we know. Just before 6 a.m. this morning, EMS responded to an unconscious male in front of 1046 Thomas S. Boylan Street in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. Upon arrival, they could see a victim had been shot, and they notified the NYPD. The victim, Leroy Wallace, was confirmed shot and pronounced DOA. And one shotgun shell casing was found in the vestibule of the building where we believe the victim was shot. We believe he stumbled outside to the sidewalk where he collapsed and where he was found. 2 officers from the 7-3 precinct remained to secure the scene, one with the victim's body outside on the sidewalk and one inside of the building with the shotgun shell casing. Then, approximately at 7:45 a.m., a male opens the door of one of the first-floor apartments and fires at the officer in the hallway from close range with a shotgun, striking the officer on the left side of his face. His injuries are consistent with birdshot pellets being fired from a shotgun. Our cop returns fire, and the perp barricades himself back inside of the apartment. The officer, Sharheel Waris, 25 years old, was then rushed to Brookdale University Hospital Medical Center and is currently in stable condition. While responding to the call of an officer shot, 2 other officers from the 7-3 precinct were involved in a vehicle collision at the intersection of New Lots Avenue and Thomas Boylan Street. Both officers in the RMP, as well as the operator of the other vehicle, were also taken to Brookdale Hospital. All suffered minor injuries and are currently in stable condition. ESU officers then responded to the scene of the shooting, which was now a barricaded armed perp locked inside of an apartment, and they secured the perimeter. To get a better idea of what was happening inside, ESU was able to break a first-floor window, and they flew a drone into the apartment. Camera footage showed a male lying motionless on the kitchen floor with a shotgun on the floor near him. ESU then made entry into the apartment to render aid, and the perp was pronounced DOA on scene. At this time, we are not releasing the name of the perpetrator, pending further investigation and family notification. Officer Warris is a 4-year veteran of the NYPD assigned to the 7-3 precinct. We met with him a few moments ago, and I am pleased to report that he is in good spirits. But make no mistake, this could have ended very differently. What happened this morning is a reminder of how quickly danger finds the men and women who protect this city. They stood their ground, they did their jobs, and they kept people safe. And once again, they reminded us all what it means to put on that uniform. I will now turn it over to Pat Hendry.
Pat Hendry, President of the New York City PBA. Last night, when this police officer turned out in roll call, he had no idea what he was going to face during his tour. And even when him and his partner received that radio run, they didn't know what they were going to face inside that apartment behind that door. But when they went to that location, all they saw was a New Yorker in need, and they didn't hesitate. They took action. He came within inches of losing his life, but because of his skill and his composure, he's in that hospital room right now, upbeat. I had the opportunity to talk to him. 19 years old when he took the test to become an NYPD officer. 21 when he came on the department. A job that he always wanted to do, and he loves doing it, and he's going to continue to do it and do it well. But we ask all New Yorkers to pray for this police officer so that he gets back to full duty, and support all New York City police officers more than ever. And I ask all of our elected leaders to work with us, to support New York City police officers. Help us make our job easier. Do not make our job harder. Together, we can keep New Yorkers safe, but we need your support more than ever.
Oops. All right, we'll now take a few questions.
Folks, we have a picture of the shotgun, and we're going to take some on-topic questions. We're going to start with Rocco Brascondola, New York Daily News.
Commissioner, Chief Kenny, what was the homicide about? And was there any indication between when police arrived and when you opened fire that the gunman was in fact still inside the building?
No, there was no indication that the gunman was still inside. Night watch actors from Brooklyn North, detectives actually knocked on that door an hour previously and got no answer. As far as the homicide, we're still looking into that. It appears that this could have been a neighbor dispute because the victim of that homicide lived in the apartment down the hallway.
Okay, WCBS.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to ask about the relationship, if there's any known relationship among those men, and also, was this person, the suspect, was he known to any prior arrests? Or is he known to
Like I said, not positively 100% identified as of yet, but we do have a person of interest that we're looking into, and that person has no arrest history in New York City.
Yeah, they're on topics. Brittany,
When the officer, after he was shot, when he fired back at the suspect, I don't believe you said, did anybody get hit? Did the suspect get struck at that point?
We believe the suspect was shot by the injured officer who returned fire once he was shot in the face.
Okay, and do you know where he was shot at that point?
Not at this time, still under investigation.
and we're going to WABC.
Could that injury have been the fatal injury, or was there also a self-inflicted?
We don't believe that there was a self-inflicted wound. There was no ballistics evidence besides the shotgun laying on the floor. There were no discharged shell casings inside the apartment.
I am John Doyle, WC.
Chief, of the birdshot, one hit the officer in the face. They knew where the other spray landed. Was it throughout the hallway?
Crime scene's going through that right now.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.